The Citizen Hearing on UFO Disclosure. The Citizen Hearing on UFO Disclosure set out to accomplish what the U.S. Congress had failed to do for 45 years. Seek out the facts surrounding the most important issue of this or any other time evidence pointing toward an extraterrestrial presence engaging the human race. Held at the National Press Club, Washington, D.C., April 29, May 3, 2013. 40 researchers along with military agency political persons of high rank and station came to testify to 6 former members of the United States Congress. The main ballroom of the National Press Club was configured to resemble a Senate hearing room. There were press areas, an audience area, witness tables and committee tables. Protocols for congressional hearings were followed as closely as possible during the testimony. Committee members received written statements from witnesses, heard oral statements, and asked whatever questions they wished about the subject matter at hand. Hearing witnesses testified for 30 hours over 5 days in 5 morning and 5 afternoon sessions. Each composed of 2 panels of witnesses, each panel lasting approximately 90 minutes. In the evenings, additional lectures were given by a number of top researchers in the field of ufology. The Citizen Hearing on UFO Disclosure was a historic event. We are excited to be able to make the footage available and allow these brave testimonies to become part of the public record on the topic of UFOs. Citizen Hearing on UFO Disclosure. If the Congress won't do its job, the people will. Full hearing. 1 UFOs, History Background Part 1. Opening statements by Dr. Edgar Mitchell and Honorable Paul Hellyer. Richard Dolan, Grant Cameron, Stanton Friedman, Linda Moulton Howe. 2 UFOs, History Background Part 2. Richard Dolan, Antonio Junius, Daniel Sheehan, Colonel Richard French. 3 UFOs, Truth, Lies, the Coverup Part 1. Grant Cameron, Dr. Stephen M. Greer, Antonio Junius, and Danny Sheehan. 4 UFOs, Truth, Lies, the Coverup Part 2. Grant Cameron, Linda Moulton Howe, Dr. Stephen M. Greer. 5 UFOs, Rendlesham Forest Encounter Part 1. Sergeant John Burroughs, SGT Jim Peniston, Patrick Froscogna and Nick Pope. 6 UFOs, Rendlesham Forest Encounter Part 2. Sergeant John Burroughs, SGT Jim Peniston, Patrick Froscogna and Nick Pope. 7 UFOs, Nuclear Tampering Part 1. Captain Bruce Fenstermacher, Captain David Schindel, Captain Robert Solis, SGT David Scott and Richard Dolan. 8 UFOs, Nuclear Tampering Part 2. Captain Bruce Fenstermacher, Captain David Schindel, Captain Robert Solis, SGT David Scott and Richard Dolan. 9 UFOs, Associated Phenomena. Peter Davenport, Peter Robbins, Gary Heseltine, Linda Moulton Howe. 10 UFOs, Documents Proof. Robert Wood, Stanton Friedman, Linda Moulton Howe and Grant Cameron. 11 UFOs, Roswell Part 1. Donald R. Schmidt, Stanton Friedman, Lt. Colonel Kevin Randall, Colonel Jesse Marcel Jr., Jesse Marcel III and Denise Marcel. 12 UFOs, Roswell Part 2. Donald R. Schmidt, Stanton Friedman, Lt. Colonel Kevin Randall, Colonel Jesse Marcel Jr., Jesse Marcel III and Denise Marcel. 13 UFOs, South American Encounters Part 1. A. J. Gavard, Antonio Junius, Ariel Sanchez, Anthony Choi, Oscar Santamaria and Alex Chianetti. 14 UFOs, South American Encounters Part 2. A. J. Gavard, Antonio Junius, Ariel Sanchez, Anthony Choi, Oscar Santamaria and Alex Chianetti. 15 UFOs, A Global Phenomenon Part 1. Roberto Pinotti, Shi Lee's son, Grant Cameron, Nick Pope and Antonio Junius. 16 UFOs, A Global Phenomenon Part 2. Roberto Pinotti, Shi Lee's son, Grant Cameron, Nick Pope and Antonio Junius. 17 UFOs, Pilots Aviation Experts. Colonel Richard French, Maj George Filer, John Callahan, Jim Current and Steve Allen. 18 UFOs, The Truth Embargo. Richard Dolan, Jeffrey Torres, Linda Moulton Howe and Anonymous. 19 UFOs, Science Technology. Dr. Stephen M. Greer, Dr. Thomas Vallone, Dr. Robert Wood and Dr. Roger Layer. 20 UFOs, Citizen Hearing Closing Remarks. Honorable Paul Hellyer, Richard Dolan, Daniel Sheehan. If the Congress won't do its job, the people will. Post from user Flimsy Union 1524 at UFO Believers at Reddit. Comments. Nice to see this being released for free. Greer's movie Unacknowledged was what first got me interested in this. Comment from user Leafs Fan 88 at UFO Believers at Reddit.